Kilo mo yo shiba you. Ọmọ yo kọ́ ni Túndé ni.
Orí bó ṣe ń fọwọ́ sí júwe eléyìí.
Ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ yo ni Túndé.
Ìyẹn ó tún ní Igbo blood. Eléyìí ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí wà saturated. Irú èmi ń sìn. Ọmọ Abidjan yẹn tí ń bá fẹ́ àwọn ọmọ mi ò lè pera wọn ní fún Yorùbá. Frenchicized.
Salomon.
Wait, you they always claim Lagos boy. Which state?
I'm the Lagosian now.
What is your state?
But you dey too educated to talk this thing. Yes, now only uneducated people supposed to talk that. Lagosians origins dey for Lagos.
Which part of Lagos?
Okay, I be Lagos. I be Saleko.
Congratulations to you.
But you know what it always amaze me? If you just open your mouth and say I'm from Rivers, I'm from Kano, I'm from Abuja, I'm from Oyo. Nobody they ever contest that. But the moment you say I'm from Lagos, it must be contested. Why?
No, but because we get different area for Lagos now.
You are a dumb fellow.
Yeah, because lots of people, the thing is that lots of people claim Lagos.
A lot, yes,
that's what people claim Lagos.
No, but
so that's how you don't have to ask for that question.
No, lots of people claim Lagos, but yes, they may attend to just spend. Because see, gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tá ti ń sọ látọ̀dí Lagos nìkan ni mo mọ̀.
Okay.
Now only my mama have to say, okay, my mama na Ondo.
Okay. Noted, sir.
Hey, we are alive. Look more.
This guy na fool.
I'm okay.
Kilo ke o ṣe fún ẹ no. Kilo ke o ṣe fún ẹ. A ṣe fún ẹ lọ́mọ nbe.
George. Kí tẹ wo mindset àwọn ọmọ wọn bẹ.
The way that they always talk, say you always talk that it's only the NPFL that we used to see matches.
Yeah.
I don't see what happened in Turkey.
It's crazy, man.
But that Turkey, it don't become another case center. Turkey na chairman don't come out gun. Turkey na chairman don't go blow referee eye.
NPFL Pro Max. That's why there are so many Nigerians there. Speaking of Bright Osai Samuel was incredible. The guy
he defended his teammates.
The guy does and Bashari was doing flying kick, snake in the eagle shadow, monkey star, drunken master. There was nothing he did not do. It was incredible things, but should footballers really have to be fighting against fans?
It's only Turkey that type of thing.
It's not only.
Although I've seen situations where footballers try to defend their teammates against these tyrants, but I've noticed that the one in Turkey, it looks how will I put it now? It's unique to the league, and it's very unique to the league. You always see cases of fans fans how do I put it now? Fans coming to the stadium and disrupting
flippant attitudes from fans and
disrupting the flow of the game. And players have
not just fans. The mentioned club president. His name is Frank Coker. By the way, it's December. The game was between I think Ankara Gucci and Rizespor. He needed 1-1. He was the club president of Ankara Gucci. Stepped onto the pitch and beat up the referee.
A very great punch.
Of course, it was.
I'm sure that guy would have been suspended for years.
He was given a 5-year suspension, but which meant that he has had to let go of the club, so he's no longer the president of the club and no longer involved in football. I think he even brought criminal charges for it. Stepped on the pitch, clocked the referee, give him better rights.
The referee's eyes was this
but
swollen.
Even in Nigerian league, I've never seen that happen before.
No,
where chairman of the club beats.
Should I mention name?
Mention. Go ahead.
He came Umba.
Rangers.
No. Ifeanyi Uba now. He came all the way. That's the chairman who is the brother to the popular senator. He came all the way. The kind of slap. We've seen that happen, please.
But I think that the NPFL is now is better is slightly better to what we usually experience in the past.
Yeah, but I think the television of the league has helped.
Of course,
and I think
it has still not eradicated.
Yes, but I think also I was telling Kenny and Solomon the other time before he left for Canada. I think aside fan education, I think the deterrence of point deduction. Fans now know that if you don't want your team relegated, yes, you just have to find a way to reduce the fan violence and all that. The teams that are very known for all that, haven't you noticed that this season and even last season, of course, last season was a bridge league.
Remo
Stars, yes.
Canopilas.
But that has really.
Yeah, but there was
Insurance.
still a recent case of fan violence. Shout out to Sikira Alimi. I didn't watch the game. The game between Shooting Stars and Remo
where
Stars.
he got the red card.
Sikira Alimi, I follow him on Twitter. We follow each other on Twitter, and he made a series of tweets about how he was attacked by 3SC fans. That's Shooting Stars fans. He used to play for 3SC.
Yeah.
So although lots of the fans have also responded under, you can see comments under the tweet. People say that they like never actually physically attacked him, that he was
just verbal,
being booed or insulted from the stand, but yeah, it seems like these things are still happening, and I don't even think it's peculiar to Nigeria. It's just even in the place that it doesn't happen, I think it's just a matter of the consequences.
Exactly,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
The measures,
because football is an emotional game.
Yeah, very, very.
And the fans get emotional and sometimes want to take matters into
let me take you back to the story of Patrick Evra.
Okay.
When he went back to France, I think it was warming up to get onto the pitch, and a fans kept, highlight saying words, racist, racial words, abusive words. And the moment he got to the point, you always get to the end of your threshold, and then he saw that I was close to the fans. He dealt him a good kick, and he was ready to go the entire length. Like, he was ready to really fight. And after the whole game and all, he said he does not feel anything. Like, he doesn't feel sober. He was ready to. You're human, I'm human.
Yeah.
What is it I've done to you? After even being a legend of the game, I came back to my country to play in one of the clubs in France. Hey, and then you had to do this. So, like Tunde said, I think it's just is normal.
And I think that there's a lot of expectation on players. People forgetting that these guys are humans.
Before they become professionals.
Yes, and they have emotions running deep. So, but when things like that happen, they say, "Oh, he's supposed to be professional about it," but they don't know what goes through the minds of these players before and even after the game. You saw what happened between Jurgen Klopp and the presser, between Jurgen Klopp and the one of the journalists.
Yeah, of course, that one always happens.
So people blamed. Of course, a lot of people said, "Oh, your club shouldn't have reacted," forgetting the fact that he just lost the game, and the questions you were asking him, he didn't feel right for him to answer those questions. And then he was then confronted journalists. What you say? He was literally very mad at journalists, to the point that when the journalist said after the presser, when he walked away, that on the stairs, both of them were still having altercations between each other. So this you always have these emotions running down between journalists. Yes. I've seen Pep Guardiola reacted angrily to.
Thierry Henry said it, I think that should be.
I saw that video
where he said in every 3 days that these things are hard on coaches. That in every 3 days you sit in front of those who quote and unquote knows close to nothing to the tactical aspect of the game. They know a lot about the game, but not the tactical aspect. Something as simple as formation.
Yeah.
So many journalists do not really understand how this formation gets to the triangle, the diamond, all these things. And then they come to ask you, when you tried this doesn't work, and then why didn't all of those? And in your head, as a manager, you're like, did this guy even watch the game? But he's speaking from his own level. That is why one of the education as a professional, especially at that limelight level, you need to know how to handle journalists. Then number 2, for the ones we started with, no matter how your emotions are, no matter your reactions, sometimes we want to really, play their humans and all of that. See, there is a level you get to. Some things are not forgivable. John Ojetunde, some people see you out there because of what you do. You're a journalist, you're known, you're here, you're there. And then they see you fighting and boxing with probably a commercial bus driver or a commercial bus conductor. You can't be forgiven. Nobody would ever see it from the fact that he's human. He was abused and all of. They expect that because of your stature. Yes, it's like you going to your hospital and your doctor, you're seeing him, tearing off his style like my baile. Just tell me the kind of mindset.
Of course,
see my medical doctor.
Of course, it would. I mean,
and then when he wants to give you injection, you'll be like, oh God.
You go to the church and see Solomon as the deacon.
I was not on the show.
Did you really have to say that?
Yeah. If I go to the church and I do the I see Solomon update, I will leave the church.
God can change anybody.
Okay, no problem. It's not Solomon. God has not changed Solomon yet. Anyway, speaking of Solomon, let's get the introduction as we officially get started. Spotify podcast. As John will say, we are alive.
Today, you're my man.
You see, this guy just okay, but he's actually we're alive. Actually,
we're alive. Are we not alive? Yeah, welcome to Spotify podcast. Another episode. Thank you for working with us. It's been a fun rollout, and we mentioned Solomon, the deacon. He's an actual. I'm not even joking. He's an actual deacon in this church. I don't want to tell the name of the church so that you don't.
So that I can bet you don't know the name of the church.
I don't know the name of the exact parish, but I know the name of the church. I can
describe the name of the church. Don't describe.
I will describe and give them the address now. Go if you need deliverance.
I beg, let's move on. Let's leave Solomon.
And actually, not just he's a deacon, he's also in the position of an assistant pastor. Yes. A new branch was opened.
Oh,
and yes, now.
Oh,
and it's been posted there as well.
Shout out to Solomon.
It does.
Solomon is actually at the Africa Games in Ghana, so hopefully spreading the gospel as well as his walking. So let's see,
spreading the tentacles and the testicles.
God damn.
Damn, that's deep, bro. That's deep. Wow,
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's John today. Kennedy is here. And myself, Julian. So we've already started. So let's just. I don't know if any of you saw arguably the greatest picture in the history of sports. I was not going to start with this before, but let us start with this. So at the end of a basketball game between the Orlando Magic and Toronto Raptors, two rookies, Anthony Black and Grady Dick, those are their names. They exchanged jerseys and created arguably the greatest picture of all time. Black Dick.
And there is a white guy and a black guy in the picture.
They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. One has black on the jersey, the other has black on the jersey,
and they stood in that way. If you understand English very well,
that's special. Fans have been, throwing lots of different.
So then, what about if they did not even know what they were doing?
They knew
until the pictures got out.
No, there was footage. There was footage of them actually talking about it after the game, and then adjusting
position.
Adjusting their position for it to make sense.
I've even seen one. I've seen one before. Rice and drink water.
Yeah. So that's where the conversation is going.
Yeah.
What are some of the craziest names in football or even sports? Even sports generally. Some of the potential. If they keep doing this, I don't think they will keep doing it because they might even attract a fine. Because Orlando Magic posted that picture, they've now deleted the picture,
okay.
They've deleted the post and whatnot. So maybe the league is not happy about that. That's the NBA. But fans, because there are lots of other players which this name can go well. I wish Solomon was here. Lamelo Ball. So it will be potentially Big Ball. Jalen Brown, potentially
Brown Dick. That's something.
Jeff Green.
Don't. Green Dick.
James Harden.
Yes.
Harden Dick. DeAndre Hunter.
Black Hunter,
Dick Hunter. John, I will go with you.
Yeah, Black Hunter.
Black Hunter. I will go with this guy.
Nasir Little.
Nasir
Little.
Little.
You see, this guy they all pronounce it.
I'm telling you.
And last but not least, Kobe White.
White Dick.
Yeah, so
we need to get to that point.
These are some of the potential more funny Chelsea achievements we'll probably see in the NBA as long as Grady Dick remains in the league. But maybe not just the NBA. In football, there's some crazy names come to mind.
Yeah. Like you just mentioned, rice.
Rice and drink water.
Drink water.
Because
Stones.
if you chop rice, you go drink water.
Shout out to Nicky Butts too.
Yeah.
Nicky Butts, former Manchester United, midfielder. Yeah. This is so crazy. Anyway, that's just
Stones. I can remember 1998. I think the first time maybe so many Nigerians got a hold of such name, Ebe Sand. Like, how can you be a sand?
Yeah. Broke our hearts.
It broke our heart.
There was this name I don't forget. I think that's even one of the longest names I think I've heard in football. This said Jan Venega of Arcelink. Plays for PSV.
Yeah.
Time the guy then had the Angola, remember?
Cola. Wow, one of the biggest strikers ever.
And I think that name still remains one of the longest names.
And also, Cola resonates with this part. First time I saw him, I'm like,
Cola.
Obi. You actually be a Obi. Because Cola is the English word for Obi.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice. Anyway, that was some fun. We had to get out of the way. Shout out to Grady Dick and Anthony Black.
This is the world.
Yeah, precisely the world we are. As you've heard from the big Kenny Idris. I don't know. I was going to say something, but
It's fasting.
It's fasting. Also, my pastor watches this show. So let me not say what I was to say.
And there's also a pastor attached to this show.
Please.
Yes. He will deliver all of you.
Thank you.
So Solomon will be back to defend himself and reclaim his reputation.
He's got a lot to say about Ghana. I remember.
Type GH.
Wait, which countries Ghana?
Ghana. That's how it's pronounced.
Where?
Ghana.
In Okeo.
No. Ogbomosho.
Okay, in Ogbomosho, it's still Oyo.
It's Ghana. That's how it's been pronounced.
I started with this
Bariga is the one.
Bariga Mankunia.
I don't understand.
Only Bariga Mankunia.
It's Bariga Mankunia now. Okay, where did this Mankunia come from?
Nah, see, Bariga is just a lead. I didn't start my life in If you're in Bariga, you are watching me.
When John finally moves out from Bariga to a serene environment,
it will take 10 years to wash off.
He will just suddenly go and buy JBS speaker, put on the street, and be playing best striker.
I'm telling you.
This place is too quiet. I've not earned best striker this morning. I don't feel right. How can you put this like you don't play best striker?
Serious. See, let me put it out there.
Agimawo.
Wow.
Let me put it out there. See, all of you that are in Bariga, that hotel that is behind my friend's house, and so many other people,
actually.
Please, what you guys, the damage I've done in the life of my friend Otito, after today, please do no more. Like they say, do my prophets no harm. This guy is our prophet. Why are you doing this such harm? John, don't worry. You will get your deliverance soon. John will never do this some 7-8 years ago. John was on the getting side.
He did do this
and then I had a problem. I was with John and then a lady, and then some of those guys, were in Bariga access, and they're like, "Hey, guy," I was like, "John, come talk to your guys." John was like, "Kilo share." Better come, baby. I was looking at them like, John,
international journalist.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what happens. So.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
True to the streets.
You get to an environment. You say when you are in Rome,
you behave
like Rome. Because the truth is that.
So when you're in Bariga, you behave like a Bariga.
If you are the type that you are very quiet, they will take advantage of you. Yeah. So you have to be strong for yourself.
I wanted you to explain. When you're in Bariga, you behave like
a Bariganinian.
Please, that's
gonna take me to the cleaner.
That's enough unruly behavior. Sport Night Podcast. We are having fun, of course. Myself, Tony Young, Kenny Idris, and John Long John on Jet Sunday. Let's talk about the Champions League real quick. We saw, first of all, even beyond the Champions League draws. Before I touch on the Champions League draws proper, what can we say about John Obi Mikel and the way he has positioned himself?
Wow.
John
Oh
Obi
my
Mikel
goodness.
conducted
Yeah.
the Champions League draws
Yeah.
Yes.
for the quarterfinals
Yeah.
and semi-finals.
Yeah.
I don't think any Nigerian has ever done that
No,
before.
no.
He most people forget that he conducted the draws for the AFCON
Yep.
Yes.
as well. He was at the FIFA the
His
best
best Ballon d'Or and
ceremony.
all that.
He
Yeah.
was on CNN. He has his podcast that is
Obi-Wan.
I just
the
think
Obi-Wan
everything
podcast.
started from there.
He
He positioned. That's the whole idea.
Before. It was everything.
It was a
started
clear.
before
It was a very clear to us the trained eye. You could tell that it was a very clear and intentional PR move. It was a series of media runs that he did. He went on the Big Five podcast. That's the Ferdinand, one.
Yes.
I think he went on one other one before he even launched this podcast. Showed up on CNN, launched this podcast with a huge episode. And just the strategic positioning, laying the templates for life after football for Nigerian footballers. Not every time you go, they follow us, drag babes for years. You can still do important things.
Yeah.
But I think most importantly for him is, I think why he's really getting a lot of attention this time is, I remember Mikel when during his active days, he wasn't the guy out there. You barely see him grant interviews. You can even see he's rare before you see a lot of his interviews.
That's what we were surprised to hear him talk.
So now when he speaks, excuse me. So when he speaks on the podcast, and he has this accent that is
tongue.
His accent is so good.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the accent, but I know. Does it sound Bariga Mancunianish?
No, but the accent is good. Now people listen to this knowledge of. I mean, they listen to his knowledge of football, and you know that this guy is actually deep. He knows the game very well. Let me tell you, I only knew Mikel as just a footballer. I didn't know this other part of him, this intelligent, smart guy. When he talks, you know that no, this guy gets sense. When he appeared on Ferdinand's podcast, he said a lot of things, and I'm like, wow. He said a lot about coaches, he said about training, he talked about, and when he was even asked about Victor Osimhen, I watched one of the interviews yesterday. I think this was in Qatar, something summit. He was interviewed in a particular summit in Dubai. It was a football summit, so he was the guest, and he was being interviewed. That way they had a large crowd of people from different countries all over the world. So Mikel was their major guest on that summit. And when he was asked about Victor Osimhen, you know what he did? He sold this Nigerian guy. He sold him out. He said, for Victor is, for him, he's one of the best strikers, top three strikers in the world, and that he would want Victor to come to Chelsea because he knows. Look at what he said. Victor has fallen in love with this club right from his childhood, and I think this is the best time for him to make that move to Chelsea. And he was asked, should Victor move to Chelsea? Will it be a good move? He sold Chelsea, gave Chelsea a big PR, gave Victor Osimhen a fantastic PR. And so there's something he's doing
it sounded like a marriage made in heaven.
Exactly. There's something this guy is doing that everything is touching, like he's just turning into gold. And it looks like everybody now wants to associate with him. That's exactly what we've been saying.
Okay.
How many of our ex-internationals in Nigeria have proven to be these big heavyweights?
No, let me tell you.
Okay, Okocha, yes, you can talk about Okocha has also. I don't think there's any.
We've had top heavyweights.
A lot of, yes.
Nwankwo is a top heavyweight. But you see, I think one of the things Mikel have also done. Now, let me start from this fact that while we're in school and all of that, up until today, they will tell you quiet people are the most observant people. They don't jump at talking. Yes. Now, the moment you don't talk too much, you listen more, you're learning more. The moment you don't talk too much, you're not in everybody's face, you see more, and then you gather in more. Up until the day you get to talk, and people will be wowed. Now, I think that's the story of Mikel Obi. Everything he was able to see while nobody was taking notes, everything he was listening to is now coming to bear. Then also, I'll bring this home. For a Nigerian, one of the biggest issue is communication. Communicating at the highest level. Mikel started from Jos. Not like when you listen to him, it will always be like, okay, he started from out there. No, he started from Jos.
Of course.
But there is you building yourself, that capacity for you to build yourself, put yourself in a mode where people want to listen to you. Now, it's beyond I have technicality of the game. I know a lot about, footballers, the techniques, the tactical aspect and all of that. Also, how do you speak? How do you drop your sentences?
How
How
to
do you
communicate
tend to, communicate with people? Do you lure them in? Every time, if you're a first timer listening to Mikel Obi, there is something that will get you.
You would fall
There
in
is
love with
something
him.
that,
Yes.
and I'm not even talking about the accent
It's not the accent,
or
it's
the
knowledge
English.
of the game.
There is just something that will get you. He's so cool with the way he delivers. I've seen interviews, red carpet, and all of that. Mikel Obi will, no matter how high the topic is, there is a way it just comes at
To
you
break
so
it
chilled,
down. Yeah.
and then you just
I agree with you.
are drawn in.
And Kenny, there's something about something that Mikel is doing. He gives us the inside stories that a lot of us were not aware of back in their playing days. And so people don't know all these things.
The one
when
I'm
he
waiting
brings,
for
so
is
he
the
brings
Nigerian
it,
angle.
so he brings it to the fore what happened in training ground. But we didn't know this about Eden Hazard when he said that Hazard does not like training. That several times Hazard will come to training ground and obviously he wouldn't train. And some players even complain that this guy doesn't train. But you know what?
The next
He's number
Saturday.
He's on, and he tells the coach that I may not train well, but I'm going to deliver for you next
And he
game.
will deliver. I can remember him talking about, players, coaches, and there is no one, even the one that sounded a little off, there is no pulling down anybody. It doesn't speak in a manner of, wanting to pull down anybody. But I think we've talked about Mikel Obi so much. He's our own. We should, shout out to you, Mikel Obi. But definitely, it's about the Champions League and the draws. And the quarterfinals has led us to, the semi-finals. Shout out to Mikel Obi again.
The first name he pulled out of the arts, by the way, of the glass thingy, what Champions League draw, whatever, was your club, Arsenal. And followed it with Bayern Munich. What were you when you saw it? I celebrated. I was not feeling well on that day. I was actually quite sick on Friday.
Why were you celebrating?
I celebrated that match. Because you think I want Arsenal to get up so that they will now qualify.
Why do you hate this Arsenal so much? Why?
No, but no love lost, no love found. You can hardly find any Arsenal fan who would speak of Chelsea in a good light. No, you cannot do that.
The hatred is mutual.
Yeah, it's very mutual.
So,
it was shocking.
It was shocking.
Yeah, it was like.
Oh, so which team did you ideally want?
Okay, now let me tell you. Bayern is one of the teams I wanted. But I think sometimes when reality hits you, it's different from when you're just imagining. Now, let me tell you the teams. There is Dortmund, which is so many people speak. There is also Barcelona. I felt with the way Barcelona are now, my Arsenal can take out Barcelona. Then there is also Bayern Munich. I think these three are three teams I felt.
Not PSG. I think PSG is actually the best team for Arsenal. PSG are really not that good.
But Arsenal have also shown over the years that a star boy in a team can wreck Arsenal. I've seen that happen over. We will talk about Harry Kane and the way Harry Kane wrecked Arsenal over Didier Drogba. You can mention those singular top players. Yeah. And if Arsenal gets a PSG, it looks like that team that Kylian Mbappe will just feast upon. So I wanted these three. But this is the hierarchy I arranged. Dortmund, Barcelona. If it were to be that Arsenal was picked last and then there is only Bayern left, first pick, and then the next thing I'm seeing a Bayern, I'm like, Mikel, you are like an administrator now. You know they play again now, but it is what it is. The moment it came out today, I just started doing the permutations in my head. We can beat Bayern. Ali no more. You say they're too good. Like I know the only Harry
Then you go check their league records. They know today fantastic.
I checked everything. So I even checked their personal lives, even in their personal lives. They're not living well.
But I think that a whole lot of persons are overly focused on Harry Kane. I think there's a player that can also hurt Arsenal, but that's Jamal Musiala. I think he's been in top form this season. Super
Anybody
amazing.
can.
That guy can even decide.
Scary.
Yeah, even they can decide games, between Arsenal and Bayern Munich. So I think Arsenal fans should be wary of Musiala's of this world and the what's his name?
Trust me, John.
The guy you mentioned.
As the hours gets to click, closer, I think I'm even more wary of what Bayern can do. But like it seemed like every day is reminding me or opening my eyes to seeing how dangerous Bayern can be.
Upamecano got a red card against Lazio, which means he's not going to play against Arsenal.
That's good news for Bayern.
That's good news for Bayern.
Good news, yes, because
that's
Upamecano Oh God.
Time bomb.
Yes. So I'm sure someone else will replace him. Arsenal fans would have been prayed because if Upamecano had started that game,
That would most likely play with an Eric Dyer and Matthias de Ligt centre back.
And this guy King Minje has been sitting on the bench. He even complained. He said this is the first time in his career where he'll be on the bench. Like he's never seen it before. He has never heard that a star player like him will be on the bench. But let's see how this pans out.
Let's see how it goes. I don't know if it's too early to call. We'll get when the games actually start. I'll get you guys to start calling it. Especially we'll get the fuller picture. Especially after this international break.
Yeah.
Get a fuller picture of who is available and who is not. We are hearing that Arsenal's Gabriel might have picked up an injury as well. So we don't know.
That's Martinelli.
No, Gabriel
Magalhaes. Yeah.
So we don't know. That's huge.
Disastrous.
That can change Arsenal's
that's the leader
ambitions in both the Champions League and the Premier League. But let's still stick with the Champions League fixtures and talk about the other big clash. Everything is a big clash anyway. But Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Join us today. Did Man City get the toughest possible game?
Yes, I think so. I could say that City defeated Madrid last season and all that, but I still feel that it should have made a lot of sense if City avoided Real Madrid because you don't know the kind of surprise.
It's too early in the tournament, yeah.
Yeah, it's too early. I feel that if City had probably gotten PSG, Borussia Dortmund, or even Bayern Munich, have been better.
I noticed it's not called Arsenal. Are you afraid?
If we get
Arsenal, not confident of beating Arsenal in the two-legged tie.
If we get Arsenal, we're going to defeat them.
Apart from Real Madrid, was there any other team you would have been scared at City gotten?
I'll still say Bayern Munich actually.
Bayern?
Yes, you know what I'm
saying.
After
comfortably beating them last season.
Bayern is
and they're even worse off this season.
But Bayern is actually a very good team. And see, it's the Champions League today. The Champions League is a different ball game. I think that the spirit of the Champions League is different from the league. Mm-hmm. Sometimes league form does not matter. You can be doing very well in the league and you come Champions League and get knocked out. It depends on the psychology and everything that is happening in that particular game. It's not about the league form. We've seen a lot of teams have fantastic league form and come Champions League and they get knocked out.
It depends on the team.
Bayern Munich, remember, now have a player like Harry Kane. Harry Kane sabi score against Man City. Yes. Harry Kane has
against everybody.
Harry Kane has a good record against City.
Everybody.
I know, but I tell you what, if we play Bayern, I'll be much more scared of Harry Kane.
Anybody that plays Bayern is
scared. Which is why, and I know that they also have good players. They have Musa, they have Sane. They have players that can hurt you. Muller. Mm-hmm. So, but if we play, now that they've given us Real Madrid, I'm more scared for Vinicius Junior because that guy's is one player.
So invariably, what Tunde is trying to say is, if you take out Real Madrid, what's that second team?
I just told you.
Like Bayern.
I just told you Bayern.
No PSG. No
PSG.
Let me tell
you, City plays PSG.
Okay.
Oh man,
I told you that Mbappe is the fifth, and I know that there's a Kyle Walker that will slow him down. I'm not saying he's going to.
Why do you keep saying this thing like Kyle Walker can actually? Kyle Walker
he does. No. Of course, Kyle Walker and Ramsey, they know each other very well. Leave that one.
Kyle Walker is really not that good anymore. What are you talking about?
They played together. See. If you say Kyle Walker is not good anymore, the coach still trusts him. We don't have another right back that is as fast as Kyle Walker.
That doesn't mean that he's as good.
That doesn't mean that you'll be looking forward to seeing Mbappe against Kyle Walker. I know the game that's giving you this confidence, and it is the was it Euros or the World Cup? It was
England-France.
The England-France game, and people wrongly assume that it was Walker that stopped Mbappe. No,
it's not only that now.
England were creating a box every time Mbappe got the ball.
That's not even the game I'm talking about. When we played PSG 2 seasons ago, even during COVID.
But Kyle Walker 2 years ago is completely
different from now. Against Mbappe that has scored 40 goals.
And remember against Vinicius last season.
And he's coming up bench in some games.
Vinicius is very, very fast. And Kyle Walker kept him at bay all through the game.
Which game?
First leg, Real Madrid versus
which he scored?
He scored.
Yes, he scored. But I'm saying that
great goal at the goal.
Forget about the goal. I'm talking about general play. Second leg.
Second leg
was Vinicius. Even first leg was 1-1.
Up until today, last season, this season, Vini, no disrespect for me, is not at the level of Kylian Mbappe.
Come on. Vini this season has been super amazing.
Yeah, but
he's
good as
Mbappe.
I mean, yeah, Vini is pretty good.
Wait. If we say he's not as good as Kylian Mbappe, in what sense? Is he in terms of pace?
In every sense.
Yeah, Mbappe is faster. Vini is more skillful, yes.
He's more skillful.
Mbappe is faster. And Mbappe is still skillful.
And okay,
it's not that Vini is more skillful.
Mbappe scores more.
He's so tricky.
Mbappe scores more. But you know that Mbappe is maybe a bit direct, you know, than Vini.
So a direct player is more dangerous.
Vini, Vini knows how to meander. He can take on 2-3 players.
I don't care.
But for Mbappe, I think he fast one-on-one. Like, he fancies having you one-on-one against it because he knows he's definitely good.
Who?
That's Kylian Mbappe. No, I'm talking about Kylian Mbappe.
Even Vini wants you one-on-one.
And Vini has even stopped doing that a lot because he basically plays as a striker nowadays. Yeah. So you know why those wing matchups as
do you know why Phil Foden is so important to your team now?
Because
he's so direct.
Yeah, and you know, he even plays numerous roles.
It's not about the numerous role.
He can play in midfield. He can play.
He is so direct. The Jack Grealish should always be behind it. Even Jeremy Doku, because in 4-5 touches, Phil Foden around the box is already on target.
Of course, he's much more dangerous than everyone. So, Tunde, to wrap it all up, between the City and Real Madrid. Yes, I mean, I still think we got, because at this stage of the competition, whatever draws you get, because you've gotten to where the big boys are. So you don't have any.
Yeah, at this point you can't complain.
You can't complain.
Anthony, I will tell you, I think the entire other 6 teams are happy that these two are meeting each other because both of them look like potential
final
champions.
before the final.
Yeah, they look like potential champions.
So
one should knock out one. Then the remaining of us will think of how to knock out the other.
And I think you're right because now let's say if Arsenal takes out Bayern and Madrid takes out Manchester City.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
That's
let me tell you, if Real Madrid takes out City, I think it's Real Madrid.
And if City takes out Real Madrid, it's also a direct pathway.
Do you know? I'm not going to lie to you. Let me be. I'm not lying here. Let me be factual. I will still not want to face. Bayern. I will still prefer to face Bayern in the semi-final than face Arsenal.
I agree with you.
See, people are sleeping on that. Arsenal, because we know each other very well in the league, it will be a case of we are playing one team outside.
Same country ties are very tricky.
They're very tricky. So I'll be praying that Bayern knocks out Arsenal. Because let me tell you,
and then Man City knocks out Madrid.
Look at there's a psychological boost for Arsenal this season. The Community Shield. Yeah. They took the Community Shield away from
and also the league.
The league they've won.
And then before all of these games, they would have played the other leg at Etihad.
So what if even Arsenal wins the game at the Etihad? That would be a psychological deal for Manchester City. So I pray, not pray. I wish. So I pray. I mean, I wish Bayern eventually knocks out Arsenal.
Yeah, we've been talking about Kylian Mbappe, so let's just go to the PSG Barcelona game. Here's the way I stand on PSG. The PSG are a poorly constructed team that has been carried by one of the best players of his generation in Kylian Mbappe. Yeah. But I don't think that will be enough in a quarterfinal tie against Barcelona. I just do not. So. Barcelona are a better team, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
I don't think so. Trust me, I saw that tie and I keep saying it and saying it again that this is the bus stop for PSG. Now, one of the reasons for me is character. Even when they had the best of the best, from management to the coaching crew to the players, PSG have always shown a lack of character. I think probably because I'm an Arsenal fan, character comes to my mind almost always. Because as an Arsenal, lover, follower for years, I know one of the things that is a blockade for Arsenal's top achievements is character. They can play the best of football, but when it goes to that time, crunch time, where you need to display top level character, Arsenal gets to fall. And I think that's the same thing with PSG.
Sorry, Kent, is it really a question of character? Or you just think that these PSG are not just good enough?
It's a question of character. Barcelona, PSG, you're winning in France 4-0, and then you came all the way to Spain to concede 6.
But remember, the Barcelona at that time,
I don't care what
that
amazing players. To be fair, there were lots of factors. PSG missed lots of chances. I can never forget.
What I'm saying is
Barcelona got 2 questionable penalties.
Yeah, exactly.
Questionable penalties, no questionable penalties. No matter the kind of a team.
I agree with you.
at the semi-final thereabout.
I agree with you.
You are a top 10 and you're conceding 6.
That comeback should never have happened. No matter what was going
6
on.
is damn much.
No matter what
And
was going
over
on.
the years, we've seen those lack of character from PSG. And then PSG have always had this. There is always a way they create an issue in the dressing room. And I think Luis Enrique, also is having a taste of that, with the whole Mbappe is leaving. We're trying to create a team, life after Mbappe and all of that. And then Mbappe is a big boy. He's got his very good friend who is also a top player in the team, in Achraf Hakimi, already creating factions and all of that. And then probably you got some young players like the Korean guy, taking. So all of these are things that happen in PSG. And I always say, one of the biggest problems PSG have got, if they can get rid of that, is the way PSG is run. The management is so porous. That is not the way a football club. Ray Parlour said it is French. He said nobody who is a top player should be at PSG. Because at the end of the day, they will rubbish you. Not minding what, the kind of life they've given Mbappe, that they've turned him to a little god. And I think that might just be what will play out. For Barcelona, they know where their problem is. It's been a case of, our players are not turning up. We've got injuries to some top players, but over 2 legs. I think Barcelona understands the deal. Xavi understands the deal. The boys understand the deal. And I think they've got enough character, even from their fans, to pull them through. I think that will be the biggest undoing for PSG. They don't, for me, have that character to take them across the line.
But Tunde, I also think that we've not also giving so much credence to some certain PSG players. Everybody talks about Mbappe. Of course, Mbappe makes the team tick, but people forget that they also have fantastic. There's Moussa Dembele, Kolomwani. No.
Dembele has 1 goal in match.
Haven't you noticed?
Dembele has scored 1 goal.
Listen, haven't you noticed? It's not about the goal.
Say forward. That scored 1 goal by match.
People I'm going somewhere.
He's also mentioned Kolomwani.
And the likes. And I think that on their day, these guys can actually hurt.
Have you watched PSG games on the day Mbappe is not on the field?
Yes,
I absolutely devoid of ideas.
Headless chicken.
I know. But I think that things can change this Champions League.
Oh, overnight.
But for Barcelona, say
shaking.
They only need to do one thing. Barcelona doesn't need to do one thing. Keep Kylian Mbappe quiet.
Even the dumbest,
which is likely not
going
to happen.
A wish.
So, I think that Mbappe is going to have great games over 2 legs. In fact, Mbappe is going to be the reason the games are even close.
Yeah.
But I still think it will not be enough.
I feel so.
Because at the end of the day, you cannot do it alone.
Yes.
That's the simple truth. You can't do it alone. I don't think Barcelona, because Barcelona are not defending great.
Yes,
so they will not stop Mbappe from scoring. Because Barcelona are a much better team than PSG.
Yes, all round,
and they will score more.
All round.
So,
I agree.
Yeah, but at the time where PSG had massive midfielders and still couldn't achieve.
They still got variety and likes now.
Yeah, but let's talk about the final tie. Everybody was begging God for Dortmund. Dortmund was everybody's. Everybody.
See, let me tell you. There's going to be a shocker in that game. I don't know. I just have the feeling that.
John, let me have you bet right now.
Okay.
There is no chance that Dortmund advance.
John, bet with him with something you really like that he's got. Don't do money. Think of something.
Let's go.
Don't do money.
This one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What do you want to wager in return?
This is an iPhone 13 Pro Max.
It's just the Pro. But the point is that, jokes about, I just do not. Atletico Madrid, in my opinion, have not even only advanced to the final. I think Atletico are through to the finals.
Yeah, I think so.
Because Atletico are on the Barcelona PSG side of the show. And Atletico will beat either of those teams.
Wait, you trust this Atletico team? I don't know. You are saying this same Atletico team, this Atletico is one of the most useless teams that I've seen this season.
Do you know why? Kenny, let me give you context. Right? Just saying
that's farmers.
Even though Atletico Madrid are fourth on the table in La Liga, and they are actually Champions League quarterfinal, they are having a good season. John does not like them because they spoiled his tickets like 2000.
See,
and he does not forget those teams they lost to.
Cadiz last part.
USD.
yes, last part.
You think it's because they sport right? He remembers the pain.
but on a more serious note, you have an Atletico Madrid playing against a Cadiz. No, let's forget whatever you are saying. No, seriously. Cadiz
Why are you pointing at point at your people?
Cadiz are probably 17th or 16th on
Yeah,
the
but that's the league though.
Okay, Las Palmas will go.
You talk about Bayern Munich. Who have Bayern Munich lost to in the league? And you are saying
Bayern Munich
they lost to
everybody.
Bochum. They've
lost to they've lost a lot of games. Bayern Munich lost to a non-league team. That's Salzburg knocked them out of the DFB Pokal. A team that's not a professional team.
They lost to Bochum. Fine. I remember I even watched that Bochum game. But this is what I'm saying. For Atletico Madrid, I don't trust them. I think that there'll be a huge surprise in that game. Dortmund are on a good run of form. Now, Jordan Sancho ever since he came into the club, it seems to be the spark.
2 goals and 2 assists since January.
No, aside even see, sometimes these stats can be.
It just
sometimes stats can really very, very deceiving.
It's settling in now.
2 goals and 2 assists in 3 months.
Yes.
That's the start. There's nothing deceiving. There's nothing deceiving about that.
It's settling in.
Okay, so you believe that Atletico will go through?
I think that Atletico have entered the final. The fact that they got on the other side of the draw. I don't think if it's Barcelona remains, even though Barcelona have actually had lots of success against Atletico since Xavi took over.
Yeah.
In fact, they've won every single game.
Yeah.
Xavi has won every single game as a manager against Atletico Madrid. That's like his favorite opponent. I don't even think they've considered once. But again,
in the Champions
League.
in
the Champions League.
Yeah.
Remember that Simeone decided to continue. The main reason Simeone did not win the Champions League on 2 or 3 different occasions is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Real Madrid, yeah.
And
Cristiano.
And then also remember City stopped them in the semi-finals.
No. We're talking they got to the finals.
So we're talking about a team that has proper European pedigree over the last 10 years. They've been one of the best Champions League teams, one of the most considered Champions League teams.
Exactly.
I don't think it's Dortmund's type that we're talking about it.
Well,
but I would tilt towards John for this one.
What do you want to bet? I like this your tracksuit. I like that. Bet this.
It's a way you go bet.
Even though you cannot size me.
Put something.
I can just
on his footwear.
Oh, these kicks are pretty fire too. Like, yeah. I like this one. Give me let us bet this.
How many things do you want to call? Guys, don't worry. Next week I'll come naked. I've collected everything I've got. It's collecting my shoes, collecting the tracksuit. To the joke of Ejam. But I'll tilt towards John. I think this is the beauty. This is why over the years, the Champions League has become a household name. Mm-hmm. It has become a competition people want to see. Because I personally call it magical night of the year for Champions League. There is always something. Is that you're talking about an individual? I can remember when I had the first knowledge of Real McCoy, the first knowledge of Diego Tristan, Deportivo La Coruña. It was what they did on a night on the Champions League where we thought it was all gone. And then they came crazy, on the likes of Real Madrid. What am I saying? This is the Champions League. And if you have to make any statement anywhere that has to do with football and it's not national team, this is where you need to make it. And I think Dortmund understands the assignment. I think Dortmund understand that. As much as Atletico have got the edge, and I feel Atletico are a super favorite, not because we're giving them, being favorite, but because of that reason, Tunde said they are a proper European team, a proper Champions League team. I think, trust me, they have everything running for them. But Dortmund look like in the last, say, 2-3 weeks are returning into that fold of proper European team. You might say it's at the league, but also I think this is where they will remind everybody why Dortmund is one of those teams we should also give huge respect to. So I'm tilting towards you, John. I'm tilting towards you. Tunde, yes, but I think I'll go with John. As much as I'm not his very good friend.
I think Dortmund will go through. I just have that feeling. We could even have a surprise. Teams that might go through. I think Arsenal will go through. See, these things can happen.
Who is arguing with you?
Saying, Arsenal will go through. Real Madrid will go through. I think
going through is a surprise.
That one is not a
surprise.
surprise.
If you pick Man City and Madrid as we speak,
No, that one is not. This is the Champions League.
What has Man City done to prove that they're better? Real Madrid have lost 2 games in all competitions all season. Real Madrid are comfortably top of La Liga.
How many games have City lost this season?
Yeah, the City fan.
No, I'm saying how many games?
About 4.
No.
Yeah.
They've not lost any game in the Champions League. So, but
how many people have lost game in the Champions League?
Then in the league, I think it's only what's it called?
Lost to Wolves and Arsenal off the top of my head.
Yes.
To beat Chelsea twice.
Yes, just those
criminal offense.
Yeah.
Criminal offense.
If you play Chelsea twice and you don't win at least one, that's it. That's a crime.
Chelsea is a boogie team this season. Especially under this manager, this Pochettino.
Why that boogie not reach Liverpool side?
What's school do?
Wait till I play for first leg.
It was 1-1.
Now. And that was at Stamford Bridge.
And then they won.
How many teams have defeated Chelsea at Stamford Bridge this season?
Okay, what happened there?
4-4.
I'm talking about Stamford Bridge.
What happened there?
1-1 now.
4-4.
No, it was Stamford Bridge.
Stamford Bridge 4-4.
You know, let us round up with this. I saw something on the internet and I want to get your thoughts on it. Can your favorite club, the best version of your favorite club versus your current team? So you as a City fan, the best City team you've ever seen versus your current City team, who wins? You as an Arsenal fan, the best Arsenal team you've won, not best Arsenal team in the city, the best Arsenal side you've won, like best season. It doesn't have to be based on trophies. Just for you, this team was playing incredible. Me, it might sound blasphemous, but the best Chelsea team I've seen was Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea. Looked absolutely unbeatable.
Yes, very strong.
Came into games, beat City 3 times in a row in 3 different competitions within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
3 high stakes games in the league, in FA Cup semi-final, in Champions League final. 3 high stakes games back to back within 2 weeks, and Chelsea beat them comfortably without jeopardy of ever losing any of those games. And even though the scorelines don't reflect it, Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea had the air of untouchability about them. Like it was just a game. We came into games that knowing that even if we don't win, at least we will not lose. If we don't score, you cannot even score. That's how it felt.
Okay.
So that's the best Chelsea that I've seen.
Okay.
Against this current Chelsea, I think the Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea wins. Let me go to what's the best Arsenal you've seen?
I think the best Arsenal team I've seen should be that team between 2002 and 2005-06. One reason.
That's so long. Like you have to pick it, but that's way too. That's
okay. I could say a season. Say maybe the invisible. Now, some people say because of the trophy winning. No, that team had massive leaders like every other corner, and I think that is one factor that worked for them all the way. And if they play this current, team, as much as I love what this current team is doing, I think that team will still win. Not for any other reason, for the fact that these guys are absolute leaders. They go into games with some flamboyancy, being displayed. And I think, any day, anytime, that will get the edge over just playing, some exciting football. I feel so.
You know why I disagree with you?
Yeah.
Even though I agree that the Invisibles had lots of experience and whatnot, but that's also a problem because it was an old squad. Lots of people don't realize that after the Invisibles was really when the Arsenal team started
crumbling.
Because lots of them were old. Dennis Beckham did not play that many games that season. Thierry Henry.
It was a fat squad. The other guys who we call spare tire, the bench players, were also as good. The Will Toads, the Juan Corcanos, the Van Persie, the bench was also as good. They were a bench that I could just look at and be like, you guys come in, and come and wreck havoc.
All right, John, closing for us, what's the best City team you've seen?
Of course, I think I'll look towards the Pellegrini era.
Pellegrini era is the best City team you've seen?
No. I don't want to pick Pep. Pep is still the manager.
What I want
to do is, I think I want to pick Pellegrini's era. I want to compare it to, because if you look at Luffy, they had Arturi, they had David Silva, there was Fernandinho, who was solid rock, and they were scoring goals for fun at the time. Goals are plenty. And look at going forward, there was Sergio. And I think Sergio still remains City's best striker of all time, as far as I'm concerned. If you look at that their squad era, but even that time they had.
He's talking about Aguero, right? You call out and say they go secondary school together. I said Sergio.
And then they had Saminaji, was a fantastic player too at the time. So when I look at that present squad and compare it to what we have now, it's going to be difficult though. because in terms of technicality, of course, this present squad, you've got it. Technically, they have a lot of technically gifted players. Same with under Pellegrini. But what Pellegrini has got that time was he has the ability to maximize, bring out the best out of all these players, and he gives them freedom. I think Pep Guardiola finds a way to stifle players' individual
It
talent
shapes you into
sometimes.
what he wants.
Yes, exactly. But Pellegrini gives you the freedom to express yourself, and that's why you saw Toure scored the amount of ever in his life. He's never had that kind of season where he scored 20 goals. I think he did it 2 seasons back to back. So if I'm to pick, I think I'll still pick that. As a City fan now, I enjoyed that Pellegrini era more than Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola won so many trophies, but in terms of free flowing football,
enjoying.
No,
I don't agree really.
You know why I like this like this?
Yeah.
We will be here when Pep Guardiola that free flowing that I'm looking for, you will get it.
You will get
But
it.
you will stop winning.
No, of course,
you
Pep
will now
Pep
realize.
remains City's best manager.
But Pep Guardiola's Man City had played some exhilarating football, mind-blowing
amazing
I
football,
think Pep Guardiola's
free-flowing.
18-19.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the 18-19 City squad, probably the best football I've seen.
But
the
trend
Out on the left, right out on the right.
Yeah.
Sergio
Aguero down the middle. De Bruyne, David Silva, then
Fernandinho.
Yeah.
That's what. Then defense. Then they had Vincent come there.
Otamendi.
Americ Laporte. Laporte at the time partnered.
Company and Laporte. It was.
There was Otamendi too at the time.
Yeah, Otamendi,
yes.
Was Benjamin Mendy on the left.
Benjamin didn't play too many games as a left back for. Yes, then that season he played as a left back. Then right back there was Kyle Walker. That squad was super amazing.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Even the title winning, the treble winning squad, I still think that 18-19 was better than this treble. The
last season.
Squad that won the treble.
Okay.
All right, I think on that note, Sports Vibe, we are. We have to look at this. I think John Kennedy just has lots of fornication to get through. Myself and John have work to do.
No, he's fasting actually. So.
What jobs are you guys in?
We are all sports journalists.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not the whole point of the show.
So why didn't you describe me that I'm going for more journalist job?
You have plenty of roles. You know what?
Do what you have to do.
Exactly.
Do what you have to do. It's been another fun episode. Thank you for working with us, guys. Kennedy is looking flying and straight down.
Yeah. Thanks to my man. Thank you so much for this. It's in the UK now. Continue to spread the gospel.
Yeah, looking fly. John just today also in nice visit. And you should have your kids, right?
And that shirt is fine.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, from today on, shout out to the port father, Babash of Babash Media. All of this is made possible by that lovely young man.
Tunde, I must say, before you get to close up, I'm sure a lot of persons who follow you, this podcast, our Prime Sports shows, would definitely say this shirt is wearing. This is not the regular Tunde shirt, but this looks so dope.
Yeah,
and I'll say just blend it right. Like this. Yeah, also in this. No, the other one's the vintage, beautiful on him. But this is also massive.
So Tunde is actually the king of vintage. Anyways.
Yeah, he actually says it's the finest in the crew, though.
I did not say that. See you guys next week. We'll have fun. Next time, of course, we'll be bringing more entertaining discussions and in our unique way of talking about it. And hopefully, maybe Solomon will be back.
Yeah.
He has not run away.
Solomon has a lot of expose for us.
He always does. You think Solomon will just go to somewhere to go and just be working?
Those escapades.
Solomon will just go to that country, just go and be doing his work. Sports Vibe, we sign out. See you guys next week. Enjoy. And do check out our YouTube and all our socials for more content. Stay safe. Enjoy sports. Bye.